All right, Mary, read to us again Numbers 22. Let's look at verse number 8.
Verse 18.
Yeah, verse 18, yes. Hold on, let me pick this order. Let me turn my iPad on. Okay, read that to us. Read verse 18 to us, please.
18. And Balaam answered and said unto the servants of Balak, if Balak would give me his house full of silver and gold, I cannot go beyond the word of the Lord my God.
Okay.
To do less or more.
Was that true or false?
It was false.
See, he's struggling to do the right thing, and he couldn't. Okay, let me go to verse 18 with you. Okay. Here it appears like Balaam want to really do the right thing, like he's following God. But when you read this encounter, this narrative, seriously, you know that he was a diviner, he was a medium, he was a witch. But he recognized the authority of the God of heaven who has made the heavens and the earth. He did. He said, I will not do less or more. Now he used the word, mark the word somebody uses. He said, even if he was to give me his house full of silver and gold, which tells you that was where his interest was. His interest was in silver and gold. That's really what his real interest was. And Balak knew. Balak knew. See, people know, you can tell people whatever you want to tell them about your God, about your principle, about your core values. They will just say, come on, lay all that trash aside. Let's talk business. And they will begin to exert, to put pressure on you until they break you down and you will do what they want you to do. And then you pay the price for it. Let's go to verse 19.
19. Now therefore, I pray you, tarry ye also here this night, that I may know what the Lord will say unto me more.
Okay, see, you want, listen, hear it. I want to hear what the Lord will say unto me more. Okay, let me ask the question here. Did Balaam need, did he need to hear more from God? Did he need to hear more from God? Did he?
No, he doesn't need, because he has told him already
what to do.
Yes.
And what was the word? Do not go with them. What was the next word? Do not curse the Israelites. Do not do a bad thing. And number 3, because they are blessed. So you'll be wasting your time trying to curse them. And if you go with them, you will also be wasting your time and incurring judgment. Now, let me tell you why you fast and pray. It is to know what the permanent, the perfect will of God is concerning a thing, and you stand on it. So if somebody brings something else outside the will of God that God has told you already once, this is something you need to know. When God has spoken to you once concerning something, don't go about looking for answers anymore. Don't go about looking for somebody to pray about the same thing anymore, because you are not going to get an answer to that problem. There will be no solution to any problem that you've already been given a word from God concerning it. He has already been told. Do not go with them. Do not curse these people, for they are blessed. That was it. You don't need any other prophecy. You don't need any other word from God. You don't need the Bible. You don't need any interpretation. It's clear. But because he's interested in profit, in the depth of his person, he wanted to go. In the depth of his personality, he wanted to curse the people in order to get the gold and silver and houses and donkeys and horses and cows and things, and then be honored, be promoted in the society. He wanted it so bad. So now God was Balaam's enemy. God is stopping him from his promotion. God is stopping him from his gold and silver. God is stopping him. Look, you've been promised to just say what you want and you'll get it. So in public, he is demonstrating a fear of God which is contaminated fear of God. What turns somebody into a medium is contamination. Because they want this and they want this other side too. There we go. It's like, let me share with you, it's like a man that called me and said he would like to get married. I should pray for him to get married. I said, tell me more. What kind of a wife do you want? Salary scale. And then this is what he said. Please listen carefully. I do not want a wife that will live in the same house with me. I said, what? I want a wife that live in a different country or different states, and we are married legally, but she only come to visit. I said, why do you want to do that? Are you a gigolo or what are you? He said, well, I like my space. I like to be single. I want to have the opportunity to do my own thing. I said, really? I says, have you gone to the Idika Imeri School of Marriage? He said, no. I said, okay. I'm going to calculate for you how much it will cost you for you to go through my school. I cannot pray for you, and I do not need the money that you want to send to me to consult me for consultation. I will not take it from you. He said, why? I said, because you have to go through my marriage school. And I told him, I said, I'm going to increase the price of that marriage school. I'm going to give you a flat fee. So I gave him a couple of thousand for him to pay. And I wanted to make him go. Because that's very, very disrespectful of a woman or of women.
Thank you.
That's how I let him go. I gave him a big price. You have money in the past to pay attorneys for problem that you were in. So you should have enough money to pay me for me to train you and show you what you should look out for in marriage and what marriage really is. I cannot sit down to be talking to you. That's my time. So he left. And I have several women called to say the same thing. They want to be married, but they do not want to live with the man in the same house. They want the man to live somewhere else so that they can do what the heck they want. They like their space. So why are you trying to be married? Well, it's good to be. Well, you don't need to die alone. Somebody to do things with when I need that person. I say, seriously? Only when you need that person. She said, yeah. I don't want the man or the woman to have a job in my city or in my state. She'll be somewhere else. Then he or she can just come for a visit. I say, seriously? They say, well, because he will have the opportunity to do his own thing and I do my own thing. I don't want to be seeing him or her every day. You know how that feels? Every day you see the same old face, the same old nose. I say, seriously? That's horrible. But that's how some people think. That's what some people want. That's horrible. That's how they think. That's what they want. That man wants to be going about the whole world doing his own thing. You don't know what the heck he's doing. Responsibility sometimes, responsibility no. You on your own. And they are calling me to pray for them. To find a nice woman. They'll give you a big list of the kind of woman they want. I'm like, I don't do this. I mean, they want to pay me. I'm like, no, thank you very much. Because I'm not rendering you any service, so I don't need the money. Thanks. I could have just played along as though nothing happened, get their money, and give them a service that they do not deserve. So I will not allow that. See, these guys Balaam want to go and hear more from God. See, many of us want to go and hear more. Let's know more. Let's find out more what God is saying. God has already told you everything you need to know. Let's read 20. Go ahead, verse 20. Okay. Somebody's on mute. Let me read that.
Yes, please, I'm here. Sorry. Verse 20. Verse 20. And God came unto Balaam at night and said unto him, if the men come to call thee, rise up and go with them. But yet the word which I shall say unto thee, that shalt thou do.
Do you know why God came? God knew who Balaam is and what he's looking for. He wanted to go so bad. That's why he went to go and ask God, should I go with them again? See, these people are pressurizing me. What should I do? But nobody is telling you, nobody is forcing you. His interest was gain. 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 And so God said, all right, go. Since you want to go, go. See, that's how God is. When God has told you what he want to do, which is the alpha and the omega of what you're looking for, if you want to go and do some other thing you want to do, God is not going to stop you. In fact, he will encourage you to go. If it leads to your destruction, that's you. Because everything of God is business and protocols. Ready? Let's read verse 21.
21. And Balaam rose up in the morning and saddled his ass and went with the princess of Moab.
See, he sat on his donkey and started his journey with them. Continue, verse 22.
22. And God's anger was kindled because he went.
You see that?
And
Listen. I want you all to listen. Watch. See, this is what you need to see and to know. If you do not, God is going to hold many of you responsible for the mistake you're going to make tomorrow, because you are taking what we are doing during the month of June 2018 lightly. Let me go and find out what the Lord will say more to me. You didn't need that. And he went to go and plead with God. God, please let me go with them. Let me go. If I go there, I will not say any bad thing. I will tell them exactly what you say that I should tell them. But you didn't need to go. So because God's throne is protocols and business, God said, okay, go. Because God knows that that's what he wanted to do. So God encouraged him and said, go. Read Judges chapter 20. People come to God. See, what you come to God for is what you are going to get from God. And in fact, sometimes God sees your heart from far away and says, all right, I've given it to you. You go. Because he knows that's what you've already made up your mind. If he tried to tell you not to go, not to do it, you will still want to do it. So he allowed you to go and do what you want to do. But here we are reading, even though God told him, go with them, look at verse 21. What do verse 21 says? And God's anger was kindled against him. God was very angry at him for going. But verse 20 told you, he's telling you, okay, you want to go, go. It was a mockery from God. You see it. That's why this is very important. The library of the supernatural warfare we are putting together is very important, so that you can see this, because this is not what you ordinarily hear connected with spiritual warfare. You don't go into all this reading. It's all about demons and Lucifer. You don't get all this. The main thing about this, and Lucifer playing behind the scene in all this, you don't see it. That's why I'm bringing it out to you. Look at verse 20. God said, you can go. Go. But here, verse 21. No, verse 22. Read it again. Read it again, my lady.
22. And God's anger was kindled because he went.
Okay. Continue.
And the angel of the Lord stood in the way for an adversary against him. Now he was riding upon his ass, and his two servants were with him. 23.
Okay, now listen to this. Listen to this. Listen to this. Oh boy. See, I hope many of you can handle what we are doing. You always think that adversary is always from Satan. There are many a time that God himself become the adversary, if you didn't know it. God can become an adversary against you for being rebellious and for being foolish and stupid, for putting greed and gain ahead of humans' lives and dignity. God will become your adversary, someone that is against you and not for you. Many families, many businesses, many leaders of the world, God has declared himself an adversary against them. You need to know this. God sent an angel to become an adversary, someone that hinder, wanna stop you. And when God becomes your adversary, or send an angel to block you, be careful that if you continue to push it, you might get slain. You fast and pray in order to know whether what is happening to you for evil is from God or from Satan. Because sometimes God sees where you are going. He tries to stop you. He tries to block you. He gives you signs. He removed the blessing so that you can at least go to him to ask, what is happening? Why is the blessing? Why am I toiling? What is it that I've done wrong? In what area is my nature interfering with your nature? We don't want to know those things. We don't want to go there because we love ourselves too much. We can't do no wrong. God will say, okay, you want to go do your thing, go. But here, God become, from that night, God became an adversary against him, trying to stop him. And he will still not listen. Because he was after gain, after greed, after being in control. See, he has a form of godliness, so it appears, but it's all wickedness inside. He's talking right, looking cute, but it's a devil. Talking in the name of the Lord his God, but he's a devil. You can have God as the Lord your God, but you have absolutely no love. You have nothing to do with him. It's just a trophy that you've won and you cannot use. You've won a trophy that you cannot use. That's what God is to you. And that's how God was to this medium. Mediums gain from both sides. If it comes from God's side, they gain. If it comes from devil's side, they gain. If it is human, they gain. It's always, what do they gain? This is interesting. Please continue to read.
23. And the ass saw the angel of the Lord standing in the way, and his sword drawn in his hand, and the axe turned aside out of the way and went into the field.
Okay, listen.
And
listen. An angel of the Lord is standing on the way, on the highway, where they are going. Balaam is traveling with two of his servants on their own donkeys, and with all these mighty men from Balak on their camels or whatever. Very happy that they have a source of supernatural power. God opened the eyes of a donkey, and the donkey saw the horse in front of him. And the donkey saw the angel in front of him. Excuse me. Okay, Mary, calm down. The donkey saw the angel in front of him.
23.
Yeah. And this angel, the adversary, now the adversary of Balaam, has a sword drawn to kill Balaam and to kill the donkey. And the donkeys, no, I'm not, you are not going to kill me. And the donkey started going towards the field to avoid the angel on the way. Many a time you think that it is the devil blocking you. That's why you fast and pray to see, is it the Lord that is blocking me from moving forward and asking me to go back? What is happening? Why is my donkey behaving this way? It was on the road. Suddenly it wanders into the field. What's going on? Everybody are like, what's going on with Balaam and his donkey? This man is always creating a drama. Let's see what happened.
And Balaam smote the ass and turned her into the way.
Okay, so Balaam now took a stick and beat the donkey and told the donkey, get back to the way. As though the donkey doesn't know the way. Get back on the way. What's wrong with you? You were well fed. You drank good water. We've taken care of you. Just this small journey and you are behaving like this. What's wrong with you? He beat the donkey. Get back on the way. Let's see what happened.
24. But the angel of the Lord stood in a part of the vineyard, a wall being on this side and a wall on that side.
Okay, listen to this. Listen to this. But the angel of the Lord stood in a path of the vineyards. So they were passing through a vineyard. There were vineyards on both sides of the road. And the donkey has wandered into the field of a vineyard. A wall being on this side and a wall on the other side. Okay, so this is what is happening. The vineyard, there is a wall on both sides of the field. And the angel came and stood. The donkey is to make his way back to the road, to the main road. But because of the angel that is standing on the main road, the donkey now wandered into a vineyard, the field. There are houses there, there are walls there. And now, as Balaam beat the donkey, telling the donkey to wander back into the main road, the angel now left the main road and went and stood by the vineyard just to stop Balaam from going, to turn back. Now listen, this is a medium. This is a medium who is supposed to see into the supernatural. And a donkey was a better spiritual creature than somebody who is a medium. Yeah. An animal was able to see into the supernatural realm. And a so-called false prophet or false medium, a diviner, a witch could not see. That's interesting. An animal can see into the world of the supernatural. That's why you pray. You fast and pray so that your eyes can pierce through the wind, can pierce through the cloud, can pierce through the atmosphere, so that you can penetrate the other side, so that you can see clearly what is happening. But the donkey did. The donkey didn't fast and pray. But we human beings, we need to fast and pray. Many a times animals are able to pierce into the supernatural world because they are innocent. A dog starts barking because there is something wrong. And we don't see it, but the dog can pick it up and knows. An elephant can tell when an earthquake is coming or a tsunami. When an eruption, a volcanic eruption is about to begin, elephants, they know. They can sense when a thunderstorm is coming and rain is coming and they hurry off to go to their home. Elephant does. Yesterday, I saw on BBC television, a dog has been trained on how to do CPR.
That's really funny.
Cardiopulmonary resuscitation. Did you see it?
Yeah, it was good. He's a good dog.
Yeah, it's a good dog. I saw it jumping and pressing the person's chest and going to put his mouth in the person's mouth to breathe into the person's mouth. I saw it yesterday. It's trained to revive people if they go into a cardiac arrest. Tell me about it.
Good dog. Yeah.
So think about that. So sometimes it's not just having them as pets, but they have already been endowed with the natural ability to do so many things for good, for the good of humanity. Think about that. Now, an angel is standing between the path. The donkey cannot pass. There is a wall on both sides. So how is the donkey gonna pass? So Balaam is happy. There is a path for them to pass and go back to the main road. Everybody is waiting for them. Let's see what happened. Go to the next verse.
25. And when the axe saw the angel of the Lord, she thrust herself into the wall and crushed Balaam's foot against the wall, and he slew her again.
Okay.
26.
So this is what is happening. This is what is happening. And when the donkey saw the angel of the Lord, the angel of the Lord, this is what is happening here. This is what is happening here. There is no way for the donkey to pass. Balaam is urging the donkey to move on. So the donkey now is dragging itself through the wall. It doesn't know what to do. So it's now, instead of going forward, it's going sideways on the wall. And in that process, trying to avoid the angel, in that process, crushed the leg of Balaam by the wall, because the donkey is really by the wall. And this Balaam was such a foolish idiot. You see your donkey going almost to the wall. Why don't you jump off and say, something is wrong here?
Yeah.
My donkey has never suffered from dementia or Alzheimer. What is going on here? This donkey was not given alcohol that we will say it was drunk. Why is this donkey behaving like this? Yeah. And the donkey is trying to save its own life. And it's no longer even thinking about you sitting on it, on him or her. And so Balaam is beating the donkey and saying, what are you doing? What the heck? Get off the wall. Don't go near that wall again. He says, she trusts. She trusts herself onto the wall. That's interesting. And crushed Balaam's foot against the wall. And he smote her again. So this was a female donkey. Let's look at verse 26.
26. 26. And
the angel of the Lord
the angel of the Lord went thither and stood in a narrow place,
okay,
where was no way to turn either to the right hand or to the left.
the angel of the Lord completely blocked the donkey from moving forward. It's too narrow. There's no way you can pass through there. This is now a bush. Let's see what is happening.
And when the ass saw the angel of the Lord, she fell down under Balaam, and Balaam's anger was kindled, and he smote the axe with a staff.
Yeah.
And the Lord opened the mouth of the ass, and he said unto Balaam, what have I done to thee, that thou hast smitten me these 3 times? And Balaam said unto the ass, because thou didst mock me, I would there was a sword in my hand, for now would I kill thee.
Okay. Okay, listen. Now listen to this. When the donkey could not pass anymore, because the angel is blocking that little narrow path. This is the 3rd time that the angel is moving from the road to the vineyard with walls in between, and now a narrow path. There's no way. And this donkey is a good donkey. It knelt down in worship of the Lord. A donkey knelt down to worship the Lord and said, Lord, I surrender. You can take this man, but don't take me. You can kill him, but don't kill me. And I'm not going any further. So Balaam began to beat the donkey with a stick. And God now opens the mouth of a donkey to talk. This is the first time we are hearing of an animal speaking a human language, talking back to a human being. At least during this time. In the Garden of Eden, I have come to sense that humans and animals they talk. Because there's no way they would not have spoken. But this is where we see it openly in Scripture. And the donkey said, what have I done to you? Have I not been a good donkey to you? Why have you beaten me these 3 times? What have I done wrong? And he said, it's because of you've made a mockery of me. See, people are watching us. You've crushed my foot. You are taking me through the bush, through the vineyard, now a narrow path. What's wrong with you? And Balaam did not remember to say, Lord God, the God of heaven who has made the heavens and the earth, what do you want me to do? See, he's complaining about the donkey, and the donkey is not the issue. Check your life and see what you are complaining about. That might not even be the issue. Have you asked the Lord to open your eyes to see? And since he doesn't want to pray, now God made the donkey to talk. And he said, and Balaam was just so crazy. He said, I wish I had a sword in my hand. I will kill you. And if you kill the donkey, how will you continue your journey. And how will you get back home?
I was saying, thanking God. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah?
I was saying you should be thanking God for that donkey.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
This is too good.
This is too good. He said, you have mocked me. He said, because you have mocked me, you've made a mockery of me. You've made a show of me. I wish I had a sword, I would kill you. Let's see what the donkey said. Mary, continue. Verse number 30.
Number 30. And the axe said unto Balaam, am not I thine axe, upon which thou hast ridden ever since I was thine unto this day? Was I ever wont to do so unto thee? And he said, Nay.
He said, no. Have I not been your donkey? Your airplane, your car, your limousine? Ever since I became your donkey. Have I ever done this kind of thing to you? Have I ever mocked you? Or taken you inside the bush? Have I ever crushed your feet on a wall? And Balaam said, no. What happened here?
31. Then the Lord opened the eyes of Balaam, and he saw the angel of the Lord standing in the way, and his sword drewn in his hand. And he bowed down his head and fell flat on his face.
And remember that these people who are traveling with him, they are watching what is happening. The Lord opened the eyes. So a donkey alone is seeing the angel. And now Balaam is seeing the angel. And the angel is standing with his sword drawn, ready to strike Balaam. And Balaam bowed down to worship. He bowed down his head. And he fell on his face. Let's see verse 32.
32. And the angel of the Lord said unto him, Wherefore hast thou smitten thy axe these 3 times? Behold, I went out to withstand thee, because thy way is perverse before me.
Okay, listen. These 3 times
That's right.
I have been an adversary to you, to withstand thee, to make thee to turn back and go back. And the Lord said, because your ways have been perverse before me. Remember verse 20, what it says. God told him, since you want to know more, you want to know more. You're very rebellious. You're very stubborn. Go. And now see the consequences of it. I know of a lot of people who have come to me, to my church, to my ministry, from Africa to America. And they are just going from places to hear prophecy, to hear preaching, to hear sermons, to hear this, to hear that, to see psychics, to see diviners, to see all kind of stuff. It's a sign that something is wrong with that person. It's a sign that your ways are perverse before the Lord. Your ways are not perfect. Your ways are bad. Your ways are evil. Nothing will satisfy you. And I know of men, no matter how much God has blessed them, they are ungrateful, they are not satisfied. Same thing with women. They want more. This is crazy stuff. And the angel is saying, look at you. Let me read you the last sentence. Because thy way is perverse before me. That's what the Lord is saying. I went out to withstood thee, to fight against you. You are now fighting against me. Many of you, God have told you the simple thing you should do. You want the big thing to do. God said, just go and do this. And you don't want that. You are now my enemy, Balaam. Your ways ain't right. Because you see, God look at the spirit of a person. That's what is important. Every other thing, trash. It's your spirit that God is looking at. How do you think? How do you process things? What is your innermost motivation? What's your passion? That's all it is. I know of people who today they are all over. Yeah, I need money to go and pay my rent. I need money to do this. And they have big jobs. And yet they don't have money. They are paid big money. And yet they don't have money. Why? Immediately they get their money there and they go to gamble. They go to do drugs. They go to do things that are worthless. Immediately they get money. They send money to 5, 6, 7 ministries, thinking that they are sowing seed. That's foolish. Should be one place you are doing these things. Please keep reading, my dear.
33. And they asked for me and turned from me these 3 times. Unless she had turned from me, surely now also I had slain thee.
See that?
Saved her life. 34.
See. The angel is saying, listen, but for the sake that your donkey is a good donkey and she saw me, and she turned away from me these 3 times, I will have slain thee and will have saved her life. I've known in the Bible of lions coming out to kill somebody. God will just tell a lion to appear, and a lion will appear and kill somebody. Stay in the Bible. It's not that there is a lion in that territory. Lions are not there. But God will tell one to come out from nowhere. You doubt what I'm saying? There was no ram in the thicket in the bush when Abraham was about to offer Isaac. And God stopped him. And when he turned around, he saw the ram caught in the thicket. Who put the ram there in the bush? God did. God is going to put something for you. Something that you terribly need. God is going to put it there.
Amen. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
I will talk about that later. The ram in the thicket or the ram in the bush. The money that appeared in the mouth of a fish. You need to know about how these things operate. And they operate where obedience, yielding happens, and where fasting and prayers happens. If not that these donkey has moved away from me these 3 times, I will have killed it and saved her life. Keep reading, my dear.
34. And Balaam said unto the angel of the Lord, I have sinned, for I knew not that thou stoodest in the way against me. Now therefore, if it displease thee, I will get thee back again. 35. And the angel of the Lord said unto Balaam, Go with the men, but only the word that I shall speak unto thee, that thou shalt speak. So Balaam went with the princess of Balak.
Okay. Do you know why? Do you know why the angel said to him, now go? Do you know why?
No.
Look at that place. Look at this verse. Let's look at this. And Balaam said unto the angel of the Lord, I have sinned. What sin did he sin? Listen to this. He said, I have sinned. He didn't say, forgive me, Lord. Say, I have sinned. I've done wrong. That's number one. Number two, he did not say, I know that I've disobeyed the word of the Lord that he told me the very first time. He didn't say that. Instead, this is what he said was his sin. I have sinned, for I knew not that thou stoodest in the way against me. See? That was his sin. That he did not know that the angel was on the road against him. That the Lord was against him.
Well,
see, that's how people think. Why? Yeah, because you see, when people have made up their mind, if their mind is set on gain, on profit, that's the main thing. See, that is the reason I say to many of you, many women who want to get married, many men who want to get married, said, no, ask the Lord what kind of spirit is that person. Forget about their education, their money, their wealth, their titles. Ask what kind of spirit is this person. That's all you need to know. When once you know it, everything is easy. If not, the future is not for you. You don't have the future until you have the spirit of God and until you know the spirit of people you want to do business with on earth. Please write that down. You do not have the future until you have the Spirit of God. That's a major key. And until you know for certainty the spirit of anyone that you want to do business with or journey with, Mary, make sure you mark that as a major key. If you don't know those two things, you are done. If you don't have those two things. If not, you don't have the future.
you want to do
business with
business with
or journey with.
Journey. Okay, thank you. Hallelujah.
Victoria, are you writing it down? Victoria,
Yeah,
are you right? Did you get it?
Yeah, I got it all.
Thank you.
Yep.
If you don't have those two things, you are done. You have no future. See what it said? I sinned. If I knew you were on the road, I would have stopped. It wasn't that I sinned because I am disobeying God. I am trying to push my agenda against God's agenda, which is what he was trying to do. And when the angel looked at him, and look at what he said. Look at what Balaam said. Now therefore, if it displease thee, I will get me back again. I will get me back again. See that? There was nothing like, okay, say, if it displeases the Lord, if it displeases thee, angel, if it displeases thee, I will get me back again. Pierre, press mute. There was nothing like, okay, I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back. See, the angel looked at him, and the Lord looked at him through that angel and knew this man is no good. Like Victoria Big Love says, he's a big old mess. I'm not going to be fighting a medium. Someone that is a diviner, a medium. Someone that is a witch. You know, this man has decided that he's going to die anyway. The gain that he's looking for, the money that he's after, his appetite for money and for gold and silver and things is far more important to him than doing the right thing. I'm going to entice him to go. Let him go and die. That's why God said, now, look at the next verse. Look at the next verse. 36. Yeah.
36.
Uh-huh.
And when Balak heard that Balaam was come, he went out to meet him unto a city of Moab, which is in the border of Arnan, which is in the utmost coast.
Okay, listen to this. Same word that God spoke to Balaam. Go, but only say what I ask you to say. Since they do not want to hear it in private, and since you yourself, you want gain, go. You want a drama? I'll give you one. And the drama has already started with the angel. His foot is crushed. He's having pain. He's swollen. The donkey is bitten and has broken protocol of the animal world, is now talking. Now, the donkey is now a talking donkey. So Balaam is now in trouble because your donkey now is seeing. I just pray that he doesn't turn this donkey into a witch, because that's what people like that do. or sacrifice this donkey because this donkey knows too much, or sell it. That's what they do. Oh boy. So now Balak was very happy and went out to meet him. Wow. Let's see where they met. Verse 36. Verse 36. Let's read it again.
Okay. And when Balak heard that Balaam had come, he went out to meet him unto a city of Moab, which is in the border of Arnon, which is in the utmost coast.
Okay, around the coastal areas of Moab. Go ahead.
And Balak said unto Balaam, did not I honestly send unto thee to call thee? Wherefore comest thou not unto me? Am I not able indeed to promote thee to honor?
Continue.
38. And Balaam said unto Balak, lo, I am come unto thee. Have I now any power at all to say anything? The word of the Lord putteth me. Sorry, please. The word of the Lord of that God putteth in my mouth, that shall I speak.
Okay.
And Balaam went with Balak, and they came unto Kejal Hazor.
Okay. That's a long one.
Kejal Hazor.
Okay, stop there. Why didn't Balaam immediately they meet said to Balak, this thing that you have asked for me to come and do is not going to work. This is what the Lord said that I should tell you. Since you did not want to hear it from your servants that I sent back to you, this is what the real situation is. These people are blessed. In the first place, I am here against the will of the Almighty. I'm not supposed to be here. I am being pressurized by you to be here. The one who sits on high, in the first place, said I shouldn't be here. So I've already done a bad thing being here with you. So I beg thee, I am going to return back to where I come from. Thank you. I do not need anything from you. It's simply that I'm not allowed to. I don't need no gift. I don't need nothing. That's what he should have done. But did he do that? Did he do that? No, he didn't. Yep. And now he went with him. Let's read the next thing.
The 40. And Balaam offered oxen and sheep, and sent to Balaam, and said to the princes that were with him, and to the princes that were with him, sorry. And it came to pass on the morrow.
What were they offering sheep and oxen for? Let's read that verse 40 again. And Balak offered oxen and sheep for what? And said to Balaam,
as a sacrifice.
Yep. And to the princes that were with him. Okay, he offered this and sent to Balaam and to the princes that were with him. So he offered something for sacrifice, oxen and sheep, and they partook in the eating of it.
Mm-hmm.
What did they offer it to? Was it to the Lord God Almighty? To try to change God's mind?
It's for sale.
Are you guys getting this whole thing? See how this thing goes. Number one, let's assume that he offered it to the god of Balaam. Do you think that the god of Balaam accepted that? No.
No.
Now let's turn the coin to this side. He offered it to his own gods and goddesses. Now, what do you think that kind of sacrifice will do? This man, King Balak, does not know the God that has made the heavens and the earth. So the sacrifice was not offered to our God. It was offered to something else. Now, when he offered it, he sent part of the meat we cooked, what was offered as a sacrifice was also given to Balaam and to the princess that were with him. Keep reading, my dear.
And 41. And it came to pass on the morrow that Balak took Balaam and brought him up.
Okay, now you see. Now listen to this. They did not just go in to go and start whatever. The curse business, because this is the curse business. Instead, there was a sacrifice. An oxen and a sheep was offered, and there was a feast. Now, what do you think that did to Balaam? What do you think that did to Balaam?
Maybe he has eaten the food, so now he's being invited.
The king now has a solid hold on him.
Good.
And the forces of that coastal area, the forces of the water, the forces of the land, that are already operating in Balaam, are now told to rise up against the forces of God in him. Because remember that he's a dual personality, he's a medium. So what Balak did, what the king, son of Zippor, did was to silence God, to put God aside. That side. So why he insisted for Balaam to come was that he knew that this man was a witch, this man was a medium. He can shuttle between the two kingdoms. So what Balak, the son of Zippor, did was to suppress the side of him that God uses and raise the side of him that the devil uses. Okay, since you don't want to curse them, that's what you told me if he did. Now I know what to do. I'm going to ask the gods and the goddesses of my territory to be in charge of you and to use you. Since whatever you believe in doesn't want to do my will, you are going to do my will whether you like it or not. And Balaam ate and went to bed. Listen to what the Bible says. In verse 41 it says, and it came to pass on the morrow, that is the next day, that who is now in charge of this? Who is now in charge of the entire show right now? Balak. Say, and it came to pass in the morrow that Balak took Balaam and brought him up into the high places. Do you see that? Wow. of who?
Baal.
Do you see that?
Evil.
So who was the offering made to?
Baal.
To Baal. And who did the offering? Who did the offering? Balak.
Balaam.
Balak did the offering. The king was not just, it tells you that this king, his kingdom was kept together by Baal. And that Baal was attached to this king. Baal was also operating in Balaam. So that's why this king said, to hell with whoever God is telling you that you shouldn't come to me. I know who you are. You are part of us. Okay? You can cover it up with all these side shows. But I know who you are. When we go to a meeting, you come there. I've been seeing you there. You're part of us. You cannot deny it. You've drunk blood with us. You've done dirty things with us. So don't try now to tell me about God in public and in private. You are who you are. I beg, go and fetch him, go and bring him here. And immediately he arrived. What did Balak do? Went and offered an oxen and a sheep to Baal in the high places. Aha. Mm-hmm. So that's why you are telling people that you are born again, spirit filled. You are like, get down here. Come on. We know. Get up. Stop all that crap. Put that crap away from us. We know who you are. Uh-huh. On Friday, Saturday, and Friday and Saturday night, you are out there stripping. Everybody is seeing your nakedness in the show. And I'm dropping some greenback on it. And here you are here on Sunday morning. You are out there preaching and teaching Sunday school and singing in the choir and holy and criticizing everybody. Come on, get away from me. I know who you are. Go and get that big JD, that big Jack Daniel. Let's drink. Because you came with all these people. You are now telling us, we don't drink. You know, it's not good for you to drink. You are a stripper. I know you. Or you are this, or you are that. You are a dope dealer. You are a drug dealer. That's where you make your money, and you are all coming to come and tell us how you suffered before you got money, how you work for years for government and for this and that. That's a lie from hell. We know you. You are part of us. Get behind me, Satan. I know you. You are part of. I'm a devil. You are a devil. So who is the devil? You are coming to tell us about devil, and we know you. And you come to tell us about Jesus. Please stop this. Mm-hmm. Please stop it. Whew. And that's what Balak did. Balak is, hey, you are part of us. Why are you worrying yourself over whether God will kill you or God doesn't kill you? Have you seen God kill anybody? If the angel wanted to kill you, that angel would have killed you. And now you are here. Come on, let's do our thing. Listen, you curse these people, and we go out and war against them and conquer them. Is it not yours too? Mm-hmm. Please, can you read that verse for us? This is so interesting.
41. And it came to pass on the morrow that Balak took Balaam and brought him up into the high places of Baal, that thence he might see the uttermost part of the people.
Okay, so that he can stay up there. Listen to this. He didn't take him to see the people of Israel from any other part. He took him to the high places of Baal so that he can stay there and see the people. Why do you think that Balak did this? It shows you, number one, that the ruling force, the negative forces around that territory, was Baal. Be careful, because you see what we are seeing here. If you do not conquer the forces of the land, they will conquer you. Please write that down. If you do not conquer the forces of the land, they will conquer you. Because it's one of the things that Israelites did not do. They did not conquer Baal. And that is why throughout the history of the Israelites, Baal did everything to conquer them. Unless there was a righteous king in Israel and in Judah, then you don't see Baal appear. Even if there was a prophet in their midst, Baal will still be ruling over them. Until there is a righteous king. Watch it. Watch it. Now it means that, see, Balaam has eaten food offered to Baal and is now completely being controlled by Baal. So whatever you'll be speaking even from the Lord does not matter, because Balak is now in control. So now he said, now you can see them. Look at them out there. Those are the Israelites. You can now see them. Keep reading, my dear.
Chapter 23.
Okay, let's go to chapter 23. And I think that is where we want to begin. We want to begin at chapter 23 next time. But for now, we want to say goodbye to this afternoon service. So tonight we'll be meeting at 7, because tonight we have to finish the story of Esther. Esther, let's see how they got their deliverance. Let's see how God delivered them, how God saved them. Let's see the entire thing. We've seen the first part. We now want to see the second part of what should be done. Don't leave anything to chances, unless God has created that chance for you. This is where we end the services for this afternoon. Please, if you want to call me, please give me some time. Give me some time before you call me, so that I can put myself together to be able to minister to people. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you, bye.
You're welcome.
Bye. Bye, Bishop.
You're welcome.